right, sweet. All right, guys, I know it's a late one, but I will never regret putting Aspen to sleep and actually getting to spend time with her before she goes to bed. Anyways, late night stream, getting to it. What is it? It's 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And we're going to go ahead and get this box right here open. Honestly, though, I feel like there's things that I want to bring up before I even, because this is going to be short, it's going to be sweet, or it's going to be painful. But we're going to enjoy that in a bit here. But a couple things that I would like to talk about. I'd like to talk about the Rattle's new video, talking about people being able to scan packs now with the pipe scanner. So it's like the CT scanning all over again, but on a small scale. And people are going to brush it off and say, well, that's only for the sets that are Sword and Shield and pre-Sword and Shield. But I think it is going to affect the hobby. I did just sell 2 cases of Battle Styles for about $1,600. I'm very happy about it. I still have a lot more to go, but that was a local deal that I made. I didn't have to deal with eBay fees, so I hooked them up like $800 a case. But yeah, I'm happy about that because the more stuff keeps getting crazy. Like now we've got people scanning individual packs. You don't even need a booster box to scan what's inside, or for it to be worth it, you have this handheld scanner. So I'm really worried about that. Also, what worries me is the prices that we're seeing. A lot of people, I think mostly sellers, I think are saying that this is the new norm. Right, I've benefited during this time, so there's no reason for me to be like, oh, like this can't be happening, like Pokemon's doing too well. But it's just the kind of growth is what scares me, right? It's just things are moving along way too fast, right? It's not a logistical growth. It's very exponential, and I've said this a lot in Pokemon. When I see that kind of price rise on something, it makes me personally not want to touch it, right? I think right now, one of the great places where you can find a lot of value still in this hobby is in singles, and particularly a lot of the illustration rares that are cheap. One that I've been thinking about a lot is the Groudon from Paradox Rift. That one's on my radar. I'm about to start building large single positions, right? And what I mean by that is like buying a lot of one single, right? Sounds like a waste of time, right? You can never absorb that much in the market, but I think it'd be smart to buy into a single that I'm invested in. Anyway, so I'm moving away from sealed investing. I'm moving away from sealed investing. I've gotten lucky. I've done well with it, but that's not always going to be the case. Yeah, right now things are crazy. Prismatic evolutions. There's so many videos I need to make, guys, but prismatic evolutions is honestly not that good. People are freaking out about prismatic evolutions. I'm like, what's going to happen when the rocket set gets here? So a lot of things on my mind. I splurged today. I got some theme decks. I got a cool video that I'll make when those come in. And even the theme decks, like the guy wouldn't budge on giving me a deal on the theme decks. Like everything right now is like people are trying to get an absolute premium for it. So I think singles are a safe haven because I'm seeing a ton, even though Surging Sparks is non-existent and Prismatic is going to be a mess. I'm seeing a bajillion Latias EXs. And guys, I'm happy to say, I'm going to check on these comments in a sec. Wait, hold on. Let's see. Austin, how we doing? Diana, how we doing? I don't know what you're trying to say. Swaroop, how we doing? There is no giveaway. I need a case of Rocket. We all need a case of Rocket. If we'll be able to even get a case of Rocket, if that's even possible. Castillo, bro, I've said the same, overhyped. Sinful commentary, why would you buy a theme deck? Oh man, theme decks are awesome. Are you kidding me? Why wouldn't you buy a theme deck is a real question. Nobody knows about these, right? But they're useless, right? They come with one holo. You're not going to break it open. You're not going to grade it. But unlike booster boxes, right? There's no mystery. You know what's in a sealed theme deck, right? They're sealed. It's still a sealed product. This is kind of, if I'm going to do sealed investing in Pokemon, it's going to be with theme decks. These things, I've made money on these things over and over and over and over again. They're cheap to ship. Anyways, these are just some cheaper ones, but these are the cheap ones right now, right? Like all the boxier older ones, like this one right behind the camera, right? I have this one on my eBay. I don't even want to sell it. I'll probably take it off eBay, but because it's extremely rare. This is a ruby theme deck cellophane. There's a random reverse in here. The cards in this box are worth nothing, but this sealed box itself, finding these in the wild is like impossible. So I like that there's no gamble with it. I like that I know this market, and I've sold and made plenty with theme decks, so it's something that I'm really comfortable with. But yeah, that's a great question. Why would I touch a theme deck? And that makes perfect sense. But what was I gonna say? Cashmere. You can still find Sword and Shield packs on Pokemon Center. Why does everyone need the newest stuff? He's a theme decker. Yeah, I'm a theme decker. RF Collectibles, dude. RF is actually a legend. So RF is one of the people that I think of when I talk about building a singles position, right? He bought. I know this is like what I keep bringing up, RF, but you, if I'm correct, you bought all the Giratina. If I'm thinking of the right person in here, you bought a ton of Giratina. I have one right now that's actually off to PSA that I'm pretty sure I got from you at that Collecticon 2 years ago. But that's the kind of thing I'm talking about. I'm talking about making a huge position. Yeah, I'm talking about making a huge position with a card right now. I want to try to do it with Latias. Oh yeah, I'm going off on tangents. I picked up a Latias today for $167. Now that price isn't really cheap, but considering we have a lot of solds in the 170 to 200 region, I feel really good about 167. And I'm hoping that people will realize that people are going to pull this card and they're going to cash out on it. So I think we're going to get a little bit of those lower sold listings around 120, 130, 140, 150. And once we start seeing that price, that's where I think it's a no-brainer, right? We're not going to see sub $90 alt arts ever again, right? We're not going to see those like Lugias and those Charizards dipping at that price like we did with Sword and Shield. But I think with Scarlet and Violet, there's going to be a lot of opportunity in the just over $100 range, 120, 130, 140 a card. And even if it gets a 9, even raw, you can win. I think there's so much opportunity in singles right now, especially because everyone's opening stuff and everyone wants to be a seller and make money and play the game. So I think it's safe to say that there's opportunity in the hobby. It's just not in the stuff that we would usually think it's in now. Now it's really, you really have to get your hands dirty. You have to start grading. You have to start looking at singles. And it pays to play, right? It pays to play. So you gotta have a lot of money to actually make money in this hobby, in my opinion. Battle Styles to the moon. I still have 9 cases of Battle Styles, 2 cases worth of booster boxes, and then 7 actual sealed cases. I'm really excited I could recoup a little bit of that. Some of my friends said that I undersold my cases at $785, almost $800 a case. But I think with eBay, that would have been $950 on eBay. So I think I did very, very well. And honestly, I was helping them out anyways because they sourced some of my gold stars. Anyways, enough with that. Guys, we're going to go ahead and get this crown box open so we can get back to like some kind of discussion because that's something that I miss. I miss having the discussions. And honestly, I'm going to be frank with you guys. I can't find product anywhere at any of my stores. All of a sudden, all the hype is driven any product I could buy out of the store. I can't even get a tin, guys. They don't have tins anymore. Like everything, the Charizard boxes got sold out. I mean, it's ridiculous. And on top of that, a GameStop near me just closed, which sucks because people have been robbing them blind of Pokemon packs. Like it really sucks what's going on in the hobby right now, and the fact that like you're seeing game stores close. And I was gonna make a video on that, but I'm somehow gonna have to make a video that encompasses all the BS that's going on right now and like how will it last. I think singles are always going to be like safe bet, honestly, and I feel very good about continuing the hobby, making plays, grading, buying, flipping singles. Okay, Bobby, I just pulled the Latias. I want to get it graded. Dude, congrats on pulling that card. That is a monster of a card. And the one that I got for 167 has a red ink dot on it, but it's really well centered, so I'm hoping that doesn't make a difference. I actually like the fact that it has a red ink dot on it. It's kind of unique, and I've seen a couple other copies of Latias look like that. Willed Warrior, I'm just trying to complete my 151 master set. I'm trying to do that too. We still need to complete 151. That's what Austin has been reaming me to get done. With all due respect too, like I should have already finished the set by now. I need the Nido King illustration, which I feel like all of the illustrations in 151 are just fire. Like other than like Mr. Mime and like Psyduck and Tangela, I feel like every card in 151 is just a banger, like waiting to skyrocket, especially the Nido King, which we haven't pulled yet. But I think that Nido King is going to have a lot of potential down the road a little bit, especially because I haven't pulled one or seen one yet by opening product. So it's making me very skeptical that like, why am I never seeing a Nido King in 151 products? And then we need the hyper rare Mew, which I think is just about pull rates, and then it's a hyper rare, so we're like never gonna pull that. Anyways, we are so close to pulling it off. JPCs, I bet everyone in here is an adult. Losers, all right. Good to know you, bro. Get out of the Pokemon space. You clearly don't know a winner when you see one. Peter Quash, time to buy PSA 10 Latias. So I think if you are going to buy a PSA 10 Latias, I would definitely go with like, I would go with like 500 to 550, honestly. I think it's going to drop somewhere around that price. We're already seeing solds at 650. We had solds as high as 1,000, above 1,000, then is, 900, 800, 750, 700. We just had one for 650. We could easily see another sale at 600. People are laser focused on that Pikachu, but they're not really focused on the Latias nearly as much, which I think is great for guys like me that love the Latias. Another one that I think should be on people's radars is the Groudon from Paradox Rift. I think the Groudon from Paradox Rift is pretty awesome. I shouldn't be talking about it right now because I want to buy a lot of those. But you can't always get the best deal. That's true. My Target didn't have a single pack of Pokemon cards. Yeah, the one in my city closed. Bro, it's sad. Well, I need about $300 in cards left right now. I'm still buying heavy into 151 singles for grading. I really don't think the Blooming Water is going to put a dent in the market. Bro, it's just crazy, honestly. Like I knew 151 was going to be great, but I'm even shocked just with how everything is doing. I know it's like, why would we be shocked? We saw this in the pandemic, but the pandemic was just such a crazy mix of events and circumstances, whereas like, this is just like another day in the year, it's like crazy. Now things are back to normal. People are living their lives and Pokemon is now a target, right? Everyone's doing it. Everyone's talking about it. More kids are talking about it. Vendors are saying this is going to be the new norm. So get used to it. Buckle up, Buttercup. I'm really happy with what I've been doing. I was going ham. My vintage binders are basically where I want. I've given up on modern binders, but I still have a lot of mine. Maybe I'll pick it up. I can always catch up with what I've already built. My theme deck collection is almost complete, guys. I'm this close. I got another one on the way that I don't have yet. Cheap, light stuff, but still really cool. I have a pretty good seal position, which I don't really care about because I don't know why I bought so much to begin with, and my vintage collection is almost where I want it. But all right, enough about me. This is gonna be a good year. Like I don't care if Pokemon continues to just moon. Like I'll work with it. It's just like anything else, right? It goes up. There's more perceived value. More people are interested in it. I have always been a proponent of appreciating and welcoming that perceived value, right? Like I think it's awesome that Pokemon is like seen as an investment and like this high value thing, right? It's kind of cringy to call it investment. I don't know why. It's always going to be cringy for me to call it investment, but it is. Pokemon is an investment. It's just an alternative investment. That's what I should start calling it, an alternative investment. All right, let's go. Like everything else, you still have to be ready to make moves, right? You have to be ready to act when the market moves and changes. And people don't realize, like, you got to have a setup. You got to know how to ship. You got to know how to sell. You got to have a reputation. All these things matter. You can't just come up big in Pokemon. Like, you still need to do the legwork, you know what I'm saying? I love these two promos. Those will go up for auction. I got a little side auction stack here. Speaking of auctions, I need to run some more. My favorite local place is closed this week until Friday, so I won't be able to get any new singles listed till then. But I'm in a good spot right now. Like, damn, like my room's getting all cleaned out. I have very few bulk lots left, guys. I have a couple bulk lots that I'm gonna put up on eBay, and that's everything. Other than that, I got some bulk vintage, but I don't know if I'm gonna put that up because I actually really like the bulk vintage. Yo, Watson's, how we doing? Ani Life, how we doing? I am Harry Potter. Colin Gold. Yeah, see the gold Giratina apparently is a $500 card now and a 10. Craziness. Gold Giratina is what we want for sure from Crown Zenith. At this point, I'll take any decent trainer gallery. I really would like that Mewtwo. That would be fire. Absolutely fire. Ryan, what's your thoughts on Walmart's and Target's Pokemon products getting cleaned out? I check them every day now, and there's no restock. It's been the same here. There hasn't been anything. Usually my stores are really good about that, but the overall environment in Pokemon, I have a theory, right? It's not Pokemon and Target, right? They have vendors, and I'm pretty sure Target does too. I should know this by now, but I don't get distribution, and I don't care about getting distribution because there's plenty of opportunity whether you have distribution or not. But regardless, they have vendors. I think vendors right now don't even want to take product in the stores, right? I think for them, it actually makes sense to sell straight to market than even try to put it out of the stores. But I also don't know the inner workings. I don't talk to enough people that get distribution or that supply Target or Walmart to know how that works. And I think that's going to be cool in the future. Like I'll probably brush paths with people that actually understand how that stuff works. I know I've been waiting on bulk vintage and no auctions. Castillo's, how's the weather where you are? The weather's freezing cold here. It sucks. I think the other top hits in CZ are all around 250 and 310, but not 100% sure. No bad. Anyone going to try for Prismatic on release day? I'm off work release day, so I feel like I have to give some stores a try. Bro, forget about Prismatic. Everybody needs to just let go of Prismatic because the sooner people just let go of Prismatic and push it over, it's just like, hey, they failed supplying an entire community with what everyone wanted. I don't even want the set, so I'm not hurting about it at all. I really could care less what happens with Prismatic. And if I made a video tomorrow, like I'm sure I'm gonna get crap for it, but I just don't care that much. I'm actually way more heated at the fact that I can't get Surging Sparks for a decent price because I would actually love to open a box or two of Surging Sparks. That'd be fun. Okay, let's go ahead and open this first pack. Gave up on Prismatic long ago. Yeah, mine closed. And it sucks. And a lot of it has to do with theft. They put a lot of money into Pokemon, into getting distribution with Pokemon, into doing the grading thing, right? And people are stealing. Just the whole, like, this hobby right now has, like, way more thieves than it's had in a long time, too. So, just in general, like, not just GameStop, like, even, you know, going to the, you know, these travel shows, you know, and vending and stuff, you see all these POV videos of kids stealing cards, and it's like, damn, like, is that what the community, is that what we're drawing in right now? It's crazy. Nathan, how we doing? You're a sub. Oh my God, and the Van Gogh's selling for 700. Okay, I hope one of mine comes back at 10. Not that it matters because I'm not selling it, but still would be dope. Guys, I'm actually terrified. I'm about to get reamed on this submission, guys. It's already going to be at least 1400. And then they're definitely going to hit me up with upcharges. And then I'm sure I'm going to get slapped in the face with a bunch of 9s and 8s maybe even. I honestly, like, really was just excited to do a big submission, but I feel like I should have been way more pickier. Now I'm really building a very picky list of cards I'll be submitting, but a part of me is like, dude, why are you even grading? Like, you never did this before. You're just doing it now because everybody's doing it now. But I am trying to be multifaceted in this hobby. I want to be good at different things, and I want to be able to like eyeball something and be like, that's a 9, that's a 10. And I can't do that unless I start grading heavily. I'm sorry I'm taking so long to get to the cards. Reverse Oddish, reverse Zero Aura. Oh no, that regular hollow Zero Aura for the first pack. Asian PSA 10 Metal Charizard from Celebration sold for $12K the other day. Dude, the Metal Charizard from the Celebrations UPC, dude, that thing is nuts. That thing is nuts. What even happened to mine? Do I even have mine? I think I may have literally sold mine. I think I literally may have sold my Celebrations Metal Charizard, which is crazy. I can't even believe I would have done that, but you know, it's probably in my other briefcase because I haven't seen that one in a minute. I'm wondering where it is. But yeah, that's crazy. I love those metal cards, by the way, particularly the Pikachu. I think the Pikachu is fire. But like, what's the point of sitting on like really amazing sets, right? Like, open it. That's what it's for. That's what sucks for me, like, because I don't even care about the monetary value of my Evolving Skies boxes. Like, yeah, it's dope, but also, it would just be dope if I could open them and then find others for a reasonable price. Like, I would think for Evolving Skies to be $400 or $500 right now, that would be crazy. Look at where we're at. Like, I put my box on eBay at $2,000 because I'm like, I don't really want to sell it. But I'm gonna put it up there and see what happens anyways. And the fact that I sold one for $1,000 recently says a lot. So, and even when I sold that one was crispy. I did not want to let that box go. But I also don't want to hang on for forever either. Like, if there's money in it, take it, because you're not promised tomorrow. But this hobby definitely rewards people that just hold on to everything. It really does. Like, this hobby definitely rewards hoarding. All right. Scyther, Moga. Forget what that guy's name is. Cherubi. Execute. Oh, and we got a Radiant Eternatus. Eternatus. Okay. And Wailord. So we have a... Oh, God. This is going to be another painful box, I'm sure. Dude, my luck with Crown Zenith is just... crap near the end here. I was really thinking about this box, so I was like, dude, if there's anything in that box. I took this box off of my eBay because I was like, dude, it's not even worth it to sell the box. Just open it. Just see if you can get anything out of the set and it'd be worth it. Because that curiosity was killing me. I know that Eternatus... Reverse, and an Enamorous. God, I hate that Pokemon. Okay. Here we go. We got 2 little packs left. I got by Pokemon once again, probably. But let's go through this together, guys. I have not really had too many terrible Pikachu boxes. Usually these are pretty good. So I'm kind of going to be shocked if this is total crap. Now, I usually save up all my packs, but I will be cutting them and throwing them away from here on out. Because, you know, you can actually, guys, I wanted to tell you this. I got $35 for a trash bag full of Sword and Shield, Crown Zenith, whatever, just pack wrappers. A lot of them I ripped and really badly, too. But there's still value to everything in this hobby. That's what's even crazier. Even if it wasn't this time right now, like with the situation of the hobby, people are still always buying everything in this hobby, which is cool about Pokemon, is that like nothing is like totally worthless, right? If you put something up on eBay, somebody out there is most likely going to buy it. But yeah, those packs went for way more empty wrappers that, like I stated in the description, it's going to be torn, but you're going to be able to make little art sets with it. But yeah, from here on out, I will be disposing of all of the pack wrappers just because you're just putting that back into the world, and there's a lot of shiesty people out there, and the chances are they're gonna try and reseal that crap like idiots. Matt V, how we doing? Hako, I turned down a trade offer today. Someone offered me a Surging Sparks box, but I was too scared. They wanted my PSA 10 Jolteon VMAX promo. No way, Hako, no way. Don't let go of a dope single like that is tough to get a 10 in for a box that they should be printing to the ground. Aura should rock a Charizard chain. I was very close to getting a Pikachu chain at one point. Could make a suit out of them. I don't really sell ancillary products anymore. I just break them down to loose packs and sell it to streamers. Less time shipping. True. Yeah, all these box products are like worthless unless you're gonna open. For me, they're gonna be good to open, but even that, I hate the trash. Nathan, unreal. People are actually buying trash, bro. It's crazy. It is crazy. But the thing is, like, empty Evolving Skies wrappers are like worth like a couple dollars. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like the wrappers look good. That like black, green, yellow. Like you know what it is if you opened up Evolving Skies. Like the artwork just does hit. The Umbreon and the Rayquaza. I still feel like they didn't make. I feel like the Rayquaza artwork with Evolving Skies was still kind of mid. You aided someone in repacking packs. Stop. I know. Like I'm literally like thinking like, what are they really gonna use this for? What are they really gonna use this for? And granted, I could still sell the pack. You know, I could still sell the like a bag of all of the recycled packs, but I can still clip them at the top. I might do that. Clip them at the top. If someone still wants them to create art sets, they can do that. But at least there's no way they can recreate that if they're cut clean across the top. So, definitely cool if you smoke a cig. Jacob, it's your health, not mine. Question, should I sell my Black Label Moonbreon? I have a buyer willing to fly out and pay 12K cash, or should I just hold it long term? I would sell it, man. I would sell it, but I mean, you do you. You could buy a 10 for a fraction of the price and just make a ton of money in this crazy, crazy market. But black labels are hype, right? CGC has the pristines, you know, BGS with the black label. It's hype, you know, and you have a very rare black label Umbreon, right? Not everybody has that. If it's English, definitely, I don't know, you might want to hold on to that. Japanese, different story. Then again, I don't think someone would offer you 12 grand for a Japanese one, but I don't know the Japanese market. Asian, take the cash. Yeah, take the cash. Hold it unless you really need the money. That's also a good point Nathan's making. With everything in this hobby, hold it unless you really need the money. I personally am getting addicted to having more money in my accounts. I like seeing the interest that I'm getting. I like that it's free money, that I don't have to work for it. Like, I'm trying to keep a little bit of money side hustling Pokemon coming in, but I'm really trying to save up and stack up in this current market, in these conditions right now. It is a seller's market, man. Take the money and run. I don't even like that I'm even shopping still. Like I'm like trying so bad to just not shop for the next couple months because things are just, they're too volatile. And honestly, like I paid $10, $20 more for theme decks today on eBay than I probably would have paid if it was just a slow, dead market, you know? And I could still sell in a slow market. So I don't care whether it's bullish, bearish, it doesn't matter. But you know, just you have to accept that things are probably going to move forward and that we're all just going to pay a little bit more for what we're already buying and paying for before, if that makes any sense at all. Might need to grade some packs. Dude, people buy the graded packs. Dude, so many avenues in this hobby. It's crazy. Like it really is. But you gotta have some grind. You gotta have some work ethic. Yeah, English. It hurts like hell to buy right now, right? And like y'all been seeing the crazy cards I've been picking up from my store. I'm gonna have them down here below. They're probably not gonna 10, but like basically to be able to pick up cards, put them up for auction, and then have cards like this for free, even if it does 10, like I think I'd rather do this where I can buy from my shop, I can haggle with them, negotiate, not have to ship, not have to, you know, wait on anything to get here. There's no turnaround time. It's just I get the cards, I get home, I sleeve them, I protect them, I put them up for sale, and I might get to keep a few. This is the new lifestyle that I'm trying to do with this hobby, because I think I'm about to grow my collection big time, but it's hard focusing on modern. Then like you're looking at pop reports and looking at grading and taking time to do this stuff, and now you miss that vintage auction that just happened with an amazing card. Okay, I have to ask you guys one thing right now. Speaking of vintage auctions, and then I'm gonna get through this, open this last pack. All right, we had a debate in one of my chats today in a text group. Neo Discovery Umbreon, PSA 10. In my opinion, one of the best Umbreons ever made. I really want to go into an auction this week. There's one, it's at 8 grand. I think that that's a no-brainer given the fact that VMAX Umbreon with a bajillion population is like 3 grand right now. I think 8 grand for a Pop 100 Umbreon Neo Discovery, only 1,200 of them even graded in first edition. Let me know what you guys think of Neo Discovery Umbreon. Is it like a mid artwork, or is it absolutely phenomenal? Because that really is the true vintage Moonbreon, right? But some of my friends think it looks goofy. I can't get over how you could think that card looks goofy. I think it's such a badass card. Now that I've had an unlimited copy recently and held it and looked at it, I'm like, damn, this thing goes hard, right? Orion, how old are you? You seem pretty young looks-wise. I try to make sure that I shave like immediately now. I used to grow it out to like the point where people could probably think I'm a rabbi or some shit. But I try and shave immediately. I'm 30 years old. I try and shave. I take hair supplements. I'm being totally transparent about that, because like my hair is very important to me, and I take 3 different things to support hair growth: biotin, collagen, and forget what that's called, minoxidil, which helps with hair growth. I think if you are losing hair and you care at all about your hair, I think that there's definitely something you can do about it. But I would look a lot older if I didn't have my hair. Anyways, that's TMI. Can you have my unlimited? If I find another unlimited, which I very probably well could in the future, I will put it up. I'll put it up for a bin, Austin, and I'll remember that you really like that Umbreon, and I'll put it up for some crazy price, and we'll just agree on something you can offer me. And then you can leave me an insane eBay review. That'd be awesome. 8K for the first ed, yes. And that card used to be 5 grand. So this market's getting crazy, but like also it's Pop 100. So it's like, I don't think anything is crazy when it's that like iconic and it's Pop 100. Some things to take note. Dark type Pokemon, the cards themselves, kind of like the holo is an afterthought, right? It doesn't pop as much. First edition stamps don't really show on a dark type, which is kind of a bummer. So, you know, it's like you might as well just get an unlimited 10, or, you know, get a first edition 9 and just save a bunch of money. But I don't know. It's just the hype that it's like only Pop 100. I love that. Okay. I think I'm becoming way more of a population nerd than I used to be too. Like it used to be really just about like the style of the card. First edition Shinings, speaking of, I think those are undervalued right now, honestly. I'm surprised the Shining first ed. Okay, finally, we get a Galarian Gallery. It sucks. It's a freaking Bidoof. Are you Bidoofing me right now? Freaking Bidoof. Alright, well, this is going up for auction. Got some trash going up. Okay, and we got a regular holo that sucked. God. Eternatus and Bidoof. Oh, I got wrecked. Alright. It's all good. It was 25 bucks. The box was 25. I'm going to get at least $3 back. Oh, man. It's all good. Honestly, I just feel like weird if I don't have anything to open. But also, I feel like there's so much stuff to talk about in the hobby that you don't need to be opening anything. I'm also thinking about opening a box of Twilight Masquerade to hunt that Greninja. Not a huge fan of it, but I do have a lot of Twilight Masquerade. And regular, oh no, that was a holo, but it was Zarude. Okay, so we got literally nothing out of that box, guys. That is another day in the life of Pokemon, and that is why the big lot I just picked up for $180, and then I got to keep some cards, and I put some on eBay. that money went so much further than the $25 I just spent on that box that I got these 2 cards, which I would not go into the store and even pay. I don't even think I would pay but like $2 for these, honestly. And I don't even know if I would pay $2 for these. I'd probably be like, yeah, I'll give you $1, give me both. I'm in here every week, just give me both of these. But hopefully this can at least pull in like $5 because I got burned on that box. Like, another thing that I want to move away from is constantly getting burned on products. At least with the booster box, there's a lot more packs you can go through, better probability maybe. But hey, this was a $25 box, and I guess this one wasn't, because this one says $39.99. So I got a case of them from a local shop, but I guess this was from GameStop. Maybe I used a coupon or something, because I know I sure as heck did not. I was not okay with paying $40 for this box. If that was the case, I got really burned then. Trevor, I think when people look up their favorite Pokemon, they will want the most badass art of it that they can find, and that is why the alt arts win. Yeah, the alt arts are sick. They really are. Like I'm not even hugely into it, but they're fun. What I think is Modern is just so much more fun, right? And it's just more abundant, so you know that there's opportunity out there. Vintage, that ship sailed. That's the worst thing about vintage, is you're not finding that anymore. And just the sheer fact that they printed so much Modern in comparison to vintage, they never printed that amount with vintage. So it's never going to be a fair comparison to say, oh, this is pop 100, but the Moonbreon is pop 20,000 and it's almost half the price. You're never gonna be able to say that because they're not comparable. There's more people in the hobby now. They have to print more product now. They have a much larger audience to appease now. And now things just if a card's really popular, the market speaks, right? The market yaps if a card is really popular. One thing that still just blew me away is still this Magikarp. This Magikarp still blows me away. I cannot believe a card that I saw several times, definitely saw it in the shop several times and passed over it back when Paldea Evolve was a thing. And I could have bought so many copies of these guys. I could have had 10 copies of them, easy. And now that's just a $1,200 PSA 10. It's just you really got to be aware of what's going on and have a good pulse on it. Yeah, I've talked about that Groudon and Paradox Rift. I think that this Shrouded Fable Houndoom is absolutely menacing. I really, really like this card. My whole graded stack right now is sick. It's such a good little stack right now. The Squirtle, I'm really excited for that one to get sent off. I do not understand why it's not worth more. It's an old classic, and low pop seems to be a win-win in my opinion. The Umbreon looks pretty badass. I don't get it. I don't think I ever will. But it's not like it's totally, there's no debate, right? Because you have vintage cards. I own them that are blow everything out of the water, right? And that's not a flex. It's just I wanted to have some cards that not only were dope artworks, but also I felt were unique. And I feel with Modern, it's really hard to be unique from everybody. But that's what's beautiful about Modern too, is that you share it with everybody. It's hey, we all collectively have, this huge, market cap of, the Umbreon, or anything else. It's cool. That people can share, relationships and a what is it, a brotherhood almost for a certain card, when you're rooting for a single that there's 10,000 other people out there that are rooting for that single that are rooting for you as well, and that's something you can't get with vintage. So if you are especially making content, I've definitely gone against the grain in terms of I'm talking about the new pickups that I'm getting and Grail cards and they're vintage, and it's just stuff that you just don't see a lot. So it's hard to make it a topic when it's not relevant to everything going on. But for me, it's just, I'm so stoked that I've hit some of my collecting goals this year. And I don't even know what the sky is the limit this year. Like, I'm really excited. But also, Pokemon has knocked it out of the park with Surging Sparks, right? They brought back so much demand, and then Prismatic really just home run, I guess. And I'm proud of Pokemon because I wanted to see this hobby struggle, but I also want to see it win, and I want to see big changes happening. I want to see behavior changing. I want to see the masses like all jumping in on it, and they are. So we can't really complain that now this hobby is like very, very, very socially acceptable, and like everybody and their mom is buying cards, right? Parents that aren't even into the hobby are learning that they can now bond with their kids by being in the hobby. Like, dude, it's dope. It's really dope. And now that we have a son, I'm like, I don't need them to get into Pokemon, but I think it'd be shocking if they weren't at all interested in it at all, just because I am a lot. But like, that's gonna be cool to see them grow up and see how they interact with it. And I don't want to force that. But yeah, the vintage modern debate is not even a debate. It's just they're just different, and I love them both. Finally finished Winters. I finally finished Crown Zenith. I still technically need one reverse rare candy. Dude, dope. Solid advice with the hair. Gonna tell my BF. Hair seems to be very important for a lot of men, and a lot of men don't talk about it, right? Like, just say what you're doing. You might help like 20 other guys out there. The question is, do you think it'll come down from 8K? The thing is, like, 5K and 8K is such a big gap. It easily, like, you could see an auction 3 months from now that it goes for 7.4. You know, like, you could see that. Right now is a really hot time, though. And I think it was a freshly graded Umbreon, which is what makes it even crazier. I might be wrong on that, though. Josh Elia, sup, daddy? How we doing, buddy? How we doing? Shout out to my boy. Shout out to my best friend, Josh Elia. One of the coolest motherfuckers in the world. I gave up on hair a long time ago. The only thing I've ever been remotely allergic to is Rogaine. Oh, that's so tough. That's so tough. Hair so thick. All right, it's such a playboy. Oh, Josh, you dog. Castillo's... Damn, Crown Zenith actually usually has better hits. I know, Crown Zenith, like, I got a couple gold cards from Crown Zenith. It's pretty decent, but yeah, I got dogged. How much it cost to meet with you in person to discuss Pokemans? You know, I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty exclusive. You might have to set a meeting. I'll check my availability. Casillas... You pulled that. I did not pull anything that I've shown you down here. I bought these cards to flip. MX, how you doing, Playboy? How we doing? He bought it, I'm pretty sure, from someone's collection. Love that hound. Any pulls? No good pulls. We're just kind of chopping it up, talking about the madness. People that are up late at night, browsing on YouTube, if they want to pop in here and just talk about some stuff. Also, the market's been going crazy. The stock market's been going crazy. I know a lot of people are doing comparisons with like crypto and investing and Pokemon, and how that's why the Pokemon market is going insane right now. I think a lot of people are like trying to bridge that gap, but I just like, if there's new money coming in, yeah, people might come into the hobby and spend a lot of that new money. So there's maybe some correlation there for sure. But it's just... I think if the market dumps and we see a lot of people losing money, I think you're going to start to feel those ripples in Pokemon, right? The real economy of this country. Hard to ignore that stuff, right? So I don't think this is the new norm, but I have been wrong time and time again. I just don't see how Pokemon can keep unsustainably growing at this pace. Where people like me, where like I know what to look for and I can't even find product. Yeah, the Mewtwo V-Star is fire in Crown Zenith. Yeah, dude. Yeah, and the Charizard UPC promos are popping off, and I had so many of those. Guys, one of my biggest regrets was all the promos that I just let go for nothing. I opened them, I'm like, oh, I got 30 of this promo, I don't need them. Guys, if I had all those promos, grading right now would be so much fun, because I would be sending in 100 promos whatever I get in 10s, like I'm crushing it, you know. But at the same time, you gotta pay to play, and grading is no different. $15 is not cheap to grade a card, guys. That's not cheap, but also that's why people love PSA. There's like kind of that, it's like the class of PSA almost. I'm not saying that CGC can't be classy, but unless you get the pristine label, or you're getting the black label BGS, or you're even getting like the half grade, like the gold, those gold style labels from BGS, I feel like it just doesn't stand out. Whereas I feel like all of my PSA slabs look good together, but that's also a preference. Hot take, I like the Shrouded Fable more than Stellar Crown. Okay. I mean, so you gotta explain to us why then, because so Shrouded Fable has a couple good arts, but for the most part, I'm having a really hard time coming up with what's so good in Shrouded Fable. Like the Houndoom is literally the only thing I can think of right now. Houndoom, yeah, because the SIRs are like waifu, right? Aren't they? It's like penny or something. What was I gonna say? Stellar Crown has multiple SIRs that people want and they want to grade and they pop off in a 10. So I feel like, I mean, you might be right preference-wise. Like there are some better overall arts in Shrouded Fable, but I feel like Stellar Crown, like I don't care about the set at all, but Stellar Crown seems to be like a good set to buy into. And maybe I should even look into buying cases of Stellar Crown because it does have a lot of good hits. And it's the perfect set for me to want to let go of because I just don't care about the set really at all. So when I think of investing, it's like, yeah, no-brainers are sets with that are chock full of good cards that are affordable right now that people aren't looking at. And if Stellar Crown is going for a deal right now, then it's a good set to be looking at, right? Shrouded Fable, if it's going for a deal, it's a good set to be looking at. You gotta look for the plays, the contrarian plays that like no one else is looking at. Because right, everybody's looking at Prismatic and everybody's buying booster boxes of Surging Sparks. So the price just continues to climb, and it just doesn't make sense to buy into it. It doesn't unless you're opening that up and you gotta rip. It just doesn't make sense to pay these huge premiums right now. People only talk trash about Fable because it doesn't have super popular Pokemon. Shrouded isn't a bad set. Only cool things, Connor. Only cool things from Shrouded are the Kingdra and the Greninja promos. I will say it does have some of the best promos we had this year. I'm glad that Connor brought that up because that's definitely true. Houndoom and Persian. The Persian's fire. I forgot about the Persian. You're right. Basically good or better than the Squirtle and Bulba. Oh my god, I forgot there was Squirtle and Bulbasaur in Stellar Crown. I'm sorry. No, that's too hot of a take. That's too hot of a take, but I'll read it through. And the rest of the sets, IRs, in my opinion, are better than Stellar Crown. That could be the case. Yo, somebody just gave me a little super chat. Appreciate you. I think it's Derek. I want to say it's Derek. Oh, wow, I got to scroll all the way. Oh, Derek in the building. Yo, thank you, Derek. I lost easily, maybe even 40 on this box. I thought I got this one for 25, but I think I spent 40 on it. So that $5 is really going to help offset my massive bag. Okay, let me scroll back up. I think I bought 50 of those Hounds in Japanese. I like it so much. Dude, that's fire. What a play. Not gonna lie, I wasn't a fan of SV overall when the era started. Neither was I. I don't think anybody was. Like, I was hype and I overbought in the base set, but after it came out and I realized what the demand was, it was a big bummer, guys. I got screwed on base. I've had to buy so much base at the 500, 550 price point just to bring my overall average down because I went in hard when the set first released and I was paying like 700 a case for base set. So, but I don't think they've had a bad set so far. Yeah, Stellar's good. I forgot about the Bulbasaur and the Squirtle, but I'm happy that I'm able to pick those up at my local shop. Jacob just video chatted the buyer. He's good with 12K cash and is flying in next month. Nice. You better hope he does not change his mind. Because, yeah, that is fat, bro. 12K. Nice. TE, maybe, but nobody cares about Houndoom or Persian. That's not true, bro. I think Houndoom is fire. And I personally think that this art has a special place in the era. This art right here with the black and white, we don't have any other cards quite like this with this contrast and color scheme. Or I guess I should say lack of color scheme. So I really feel like the Houndoom makes Shrouded Fable and could be a super slip. The problem is that because Shrouded Fable was a special set, I feel like we didn't see a lot of it or get a lot of it. Maybe we did, and I just wasn't paying attention. But I feel like for that reason, it's just less popular, right? People can't get their hands on it as much. I also feel like the lack of overall cards people were looking for is a reason they might not like it. But I feel like this Houndoom, if anything carries Shrouded Fable, it's the Houndoom for sure. I really am a big fan of the Houndoom, and I think it could do some serious numbers. Moonbrown Black Label is now selling at 13K. Greg, how we doing? I do. That's all that matters to me. Asian, what are your thoughts on the tag team cards? Long-term value, I love tag team cards. I think the tag team alts are phenomenal. I think tag team alts are a better buy right now than any of the other alt arts or SIRs that we're seeing right now. But there's opportunity cost, right? Those tag teams, I feel like, aren't moving as quickly as modern cards that we're seeing now. So there's time to go after those. But I would still prefer to go after tag teams before SIRs. Even though I'm not practicing what I preach. If I really felt that way, I would continue to buy them. I did just grade a few. I sent those in. Machamp and Mimikyu GX and a Tyranitar Sableye. I do want to buy the Latios GX again, but in a 10 being 3,500 right now is not the time to buy that Grail. So it sucks. I sold my 9 for like 700 something. And now even the 9 is like 1,300 or something ridiculous. Man. I can't beat them all. But I love the tag team cards. Park your money there. You're not going to be disappointed. For me personally, the Gengar, Mimikyu, or no, it was the Marshadow and Machamp. That's what it was. Gengar, Mimikyu, the tag team Lottie Twins, the Piplup and Blastoise, Tyranitar Sableye, that's a big one for me. I like that one, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to get an 8. So I'm probably, if I get a 9, I'll be happy. But if I get an 8, I'm probably going to end up buying that card in a 10. The Machamp and Marshadow, I better get a 10 on, because that one's not even worth that much in a 10. So I'm hoping that one gets a 10, because it's literally one of the most perfect cards I've ever seen. So if that doesn't get a 10, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, those are some of my favorite cards. I don't really get the hype for the Magikarp, but people love Magikarp, apparently. Hey there, buddy. I'll discuss it with your wife. I know she wears the pants. Josh, I love you, buddy. Giovanni, thoughts on Japanese slabs? That market's been going crazy as well. Japanese really was hurting for a while, and I think it's coming back now because of the hype. I think Japanese is going to settle a little bit after this hype dies down. I would be very cautious of Japanese until we see the hype die down a little bit. Will the hype die down? Is there even hype anymore? Is it just that we have a really big, strong market right now? That's what she said. Typical in most relationships. I decided to buy 2 Evolving Skies cases. Oh my god. Do you think it's a good buy for the long haul? I think that it is a phenomenal buy for the long haul, right? That's a top tier AAA investment, right? No matter how much you spent on the case, you are never gonna do poorly with Evolving Skies. The problem is so much of that value got baked in my opinion. But as long as the Umbreon keeps rising, then you got nothing to worry about. But if that Umbreon falls, then you might get caught in the crossfire there. But honestly, I don't think you have anything to worry about. You just might have to sit on it a while. But Evolving Skies is a peak investment, and having 2 cases is a very good thing, you know? I'm brain dead right now. But yeah, it's solid. And a lot of people wish they had 2 cases. I have 1 case and a couple spare boxes, and I'm so over the moon I have that. But I also, my cost basis was like $150 a box. Um, Anthony CCG, do you know anyone who has done a PSA reholder and got their card downgraded a grade? That happened to me. Anthony, that happened to me. It was my first submission technically with PSA. It was I wanted them to, well, it was a raw grade. It wasn't a reholder. But I cracked a slab, I sent it in, and I went from a 9 to an 8. But let me read that again. Anyone who's done a PSA reholder and got their card downgraded a grade, that can't really re-happen because the reholder is the reholder. That's not a thing. I don't think you have to worry about that. If it's just it's an old PSA slab, you want it reholdered, I think you're good. If you're cross grading, you set a minimum grade. Felix, used to be $8 per card though. Yeah, everything has gotten more expensive. Giovanni Rivera, I got 2 sets of the Evolution Premium Collection. Do you think I should open and grade the promos or sell as sealed? From what I understand, everybody gets wrecked on the promos. I still have my 3 original boxes. I just like keeping them because the boxes look so cool. There's a Vaporeon right there. I got the Flareon. Where's the Flareon one? Is the Flareon one? Here's the Flareon one. Vaporeon's right there. Jolteon's up there. Where's my Flareon box? I know I got a Flareon box. Oh, yeah, Flareon box is over here hanging out. But I just think the boxes look really cool. So, like, that's not even something I care about opening. Because it's like, yeah, I don't have the promos in a 10, but I have them sealed brand new sitting in the original boxes. That's kind of cool. So I think for me, I just know that I can't afford to get the 10s now. So I've got my boxes. That'll suffice. And they look great on display. I would not open them, though. I would keep them sealed. They're going to go up in value. My Stellar Crown has gone up $60 since I bought them at $84. Nice. Hako Flips, what is the modern card you feel is undervalued right now? I said this in the beginning, but I think the Groudon from Paradox Rift is great. And here's why. The art is phenomenal. The art is featuring one aspect of something going on, right? A situation, a fight, a battle. I think there's going to be a card that's going to go with that, and it's going to be Kyogre. And then I think there's going to be a card that theoretically would be above them, and I think it's going to be Rayquaza. The same fight that is going on, the stance that Groudon is doing, I think is very similar to the EX Emerald poster we had back in 2005, and I think they're going to do that again. And the more I think on it, the more I go down this rabbit hole of like, there's going to be a card that is going to pair so well with Groudon. It's going to be Kyogre, then there's going to be a Rayquaza. They're all going to be illustrations. Maybe one will be an SIR, probably the Rayquaza, because Rayquaza just should be an SIR. And once people get those other cards, they're going to have to get the Groudon, right? So you're going to see people getting the same cards. You're going to see people all getting the Groudon once those other cards come out. I think because there's nothing that goes with the Groudon right now, it's just like if you're not a Groudon fan, you're not going to go after it. But I'm really kind of shocked. I'm shocked at the bullishness of it too, but apparently the gem mint rate is tough on the Groudon with Paradox Rift. But a 10 is about 300, which isn't even that bad considering it's a tough gem mint card and it's modern. But the 9s are like $70, and raw they're like 40, 50. I don't know. It seems like it's a good pick. It seems like the type of card where, right, if the 10 becomes 5, 6, 700, the 9s will go up in value. The 9s will become like a $150, $200 9. Right now they're $70 graded. So you can buy them graded right now in a 9. Some of people have them at 80, 90, but I'm sure they'd take 70, right? And I know I say that and it's not fact, but I've done plenty of deals to know that there's always one person that cracks. You just have to do your legwork and you have to offer a bunch of people, which is why I like the whole idea of buying and flipping and selling. It's nice in theory, but it takes a lot of effort and time and scrolling. And if you're doing eBay or you're in Facebook groups, whatever you're in, Discord, you're spending some time to do this stuff and network. It's not as seamless as people make it seem like it is. I like that I can do this on the side and that I still have my full-time job because I would not give up that consistency and that dependability for anything. The Scarlet Violet games were not the first Pokemon game I didn't beat. Hopefully, Nintendo steps it up in terms of graphics and storyline, especially since the majority of the fan base is adults. Yeah, that was kind of weird for me. I had a hard time getting into Switch. But what I am thankful for is that I got into it enough to understand and appreciate the cards that were coming out in this era. Because if I didn't play Switch at all, half the cards that come out in this era would just be like going right over my head, right? I really feel like you have to play the games in unison with the card game, and that's why I haven't sold my. So I bought one Switch that I was gonna sell later down the road, but I ended up selling that early. I still kept my original Switch, but I've been like contemplating. I'm playing a lot of Xbox. Do I really need this if I'm not gonna play it? But I want to keep it just for that next Pokemon game, because if it is good, I don't want to miss out on that. And I also don't want to miss out on the potential storyline and stuff that I'll learn early on. Because by playing the game, you learn what's going to go down. Like, if you play the game and they release the sets accordingly, you kind of know what cards you're going to get, what type of, what the gimmick's going to be, right? We had Terra Crowns with Scarlet and Violet. Yeah, I think the Houndoom is badass. Also, taking current prices into account sets a good investment, in my opinion. I'm also investing in anything that got that good Kingdra EX promo. Made the villain. Dude, I just bought 6 booster bundles of Crown Zenith. Nice. And a Lugia bundle. Also got 2 boxes of Temporal. Nice. Houndoom is a peak design. Simple, clean. No one would expect Houndoom to carry a set. That's right. When Shrouded sat, even when it was fresh on shelves. Yep. I guess. Sat even when it was fresh. What do you mean Shrouded sat even when it was fresh on the shelves? Are you saying it sat, or are you saying that I said that it sat? Because I'm pretty sure that when I went into the stores, there was Shrouded Fable on the shelves, and no one was grabbing it. So I don't know what happened, but when I started, going grocery shopping and Surging Sparks came out, that's when I noticed stuff was getting cleaned off. And not just Surging Sparks, everything. But I feel like it was Surging Sparks that incited all of this craziness initially. Anything with multiple Pokemon on the card typically increases the value. MX, if you're looking as an investment, some sets obviously make more sense than others, but as a collector, SV hasn't had any bad sets. Every set has had some fire pulls. 3 Kingdras I sent all got 10s. Nice. Sword and Shield sets had sets that absolutely nothing to do. And even when the Darkness is like 200 right now, yeah, Darkness Ablaze is pretty bad. It's pretty bad, but it does have some really nice rainbow Salamence. It has a really nice rainbow Salamence and a Scizor. But yeah, still, it only had the Charizard VMAX, pretty much. Geeked Out Pokemon Center ETBs are on the rise. Always been on the rise. Persian might pop off when the Rocket set drops. It might even be that artwork is one perspective and there's another Pokemon in the room in a different perspective. Might see that. Where you need Giovanni's office set. You need like the Persian that's in the office, some other Pokemon in the background. I don't know. Chaos in the building. The Groudon is mid. He thinks the Groudon is mid. The king is spoken. My painfully average life. I think Stellar Crown is only a step up from Shrouded Fable and base set. 5 minutes. Oh, man. Zach does. Packs rip a Deoxys pack. Yeah, that would be crazy, right? New games, my bad. I'm still stuck in GBA world. Yo, bro, I'm right with you. I got my Game Boy. Got my Game Boy right here. Bro, this was the best Pokemon games right here. Only on the Game Boy. Particularly if you have a modded one now with these backlit LCDs on the advances. That's fire. That's fire. Okay, guys, it's getting late, and everyone's asleep except me in this house. I love you guys, though. Seriously. Internet consumer, this is definitely one of those hobbies that will scare the hose. I'm afraid. Yes, women do not like Pokemon, which is hilarious because I think most of the guys in this hobby are so absorbed in the hobby they could not think twice about talking to a girl. That was a mass generalization, but I do think like Pokemon's like a relationship. Okay, say what you want to me. All right, I said it. Pokemon's like a relationship. You are either all in or you're all out. It is hard to have one foot in the hobby and one foot out. I've tried it. It doesn't work. You're either like you get fully absorbed in it, you're researching, you're spending a ton of screen time, or you're at home, you have no idea what the f is going on, and you're just playing video games. You're just in your own world, right? Like, it just changes on a dime. Like, for me, if I'm not involved in buying and collecting, like, I just don't know what's going on, right? I have to be involved. For me, Game Boy SP is the superior. Most would say that. OEM-wise, most would say that. Like, it comes already good to use, stock, right? And you don't have, like, the weird fakeness of, like, the modifications that some of these, like, modified Game Boys feel like. Don't listen to the haters about Groudon is mid. Some people think Margot Robbie is mid, too. Margot is kind of mid, though. Like, she is. It's overhyped. Like, I honestly think, I don't know. I don't know. She did great in her Barbie role, though. She did great. She did great. Also, Wolf on Wall Street. Classic Margot. Okay. My wife's gonna come in here and smack me upside the head. Nah. So the thing about Chaos, so that's my buddy JD, and JD speaks his mind on cards. Like, JD is half the reason that I like vintage so much, because I met him early on in my YouTube career, and he had this incredible binder, and that's when I was like, I know what I want to be into the rest of this hobby, and it's vintage. It's also why I hate JD, because he has all these cards and he's gotten them for like nothing. But yeah, I don't know. Groudon kind of, initially I was like, that card won't be that big. It'll just be another illustration. But bro, if the Tyranitar from Paldea Evolved can be a big card in a 10, then the Groudon can definitely be a big card. Because that Tyranitar artwork is mid, in my opinion. I don't know. I think the Tyranitar from Paldea Evolved, it's cool, but like I just don't like the animated style. So it's kind of like everything that's a decent illustration, popular Pokemon can do well right now. Pokemon Blue and Red, I will disagree and say Gold and Silver were peak. I think Heart Gold and Soul Silver were peak because they added a whole new dynamic, plus the vintage feel. Maddie, what are you doing in the room with me? Got my pit bull in the room right now. She's like, Ryan, it's time to go to bed. It's been time to go to bed. I know, are you checking up on me? I appreciate you. Obsidian over Stellar Crown. Okay, Obsidian, you've got the Obsidian Flames Charizard. You've got the Pidgeline. You've got the Charmander as the promo. You've got a sick-ass Scizor. I love that illustration. The Scizor illustration, almost flipping you guys off. The Scizor illustration, that one's really good. Our boy Jake just got that one with like the amber red, or like the transparent red graded guard. Looks so good. Why haven't we had a trainer card with Giovanni and Persian together in a recent set? We will. I mean, we definitely had full art of Giovanni, though, and an SIR in 151. I played Blue and Red. Greg C. Don't... Yeah. I already read that. Silver was my first game. I remember my dad helped me pick it out. That's a peak memory to have. I'm a woman, and I've been into Pokemon my whole life. But that is rare. You are an anomaly. And thank God for those anomalies. Otherwise, it'd just be a bunch of sausages in here, and we all only think with our sausages. Black and white were mid when I played it, but it grew on me. I stopped with diamond and pearl. I feel like I should have given them a chance. Yellow is one of the best. You can get Pico, Bulba, Squirtle, Charmander, Mew, Mewtwo. Just started all over again last week. That's my 6 Mons. I want to see your lower end cards too, man. I love that long video. I appreciate it. Barbie movie was low-key about Ken. Bro, Ryan Gosling, Leonardo DiCaprio. Like, everything that I want to embody in the male personality. They're just fucking, they're peak. I'm pretty sure both of them are Scorpios too, which is why I like them so much. I might be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure Gosling is Scorpio, or at least in the movie Drive. I think it was Drive. I think he plays a Scorpio. Okay, we're getting way too far here. I love movies. The Pokemon probably has the highest percent of women to men than any other hobby I've ever been a part of. Well, but yeah, you have a lot of like waifu artworks, and then the derpy cute Pokemon, right? Like, and even that's growing on me, so I can't even say that. Probably, Felix, I know a lot of girls who like Pokemon, to be honest. Well, that's dope, because I grew up and that was not the case. Unless they had it with like an older, younger brother, then that like changed the whole dynamic, right? Wasn't Persian in the Giovanni Charisma card in 151? I can't remember. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he was or not. But I feel like he was. Do you think Lorcana will be the girl version of Pokemon in this kid generation? I think that my daughter would love Lorcana. I really wanted to get her the Elsa card. She's like obsessed with Frozen. And she loves everything Disney, and like, I don't fully support that. But she really loves it, so like, who knows what could happen with Lorcana. I remember when Lorcana was going to be like off to the moon, and I'm pretty sure the original boxes are still very, very valuable. But yeah, I don't know what to say on Lorcana. Zachary, I appreciate you. So many women being in Pokemon, it makes me really confident for the future. Right? That's how we should be gauging where this hobby's at. What is the percentage of women in the hobby right now? How inclusive is it? How diverse is it? You just gotta show them Alcremie or Jigglypuff. And oh my god, that's so bad. I'm not gonna lie though. Diana literally told me. She literally told me. She was like, you cannot sell that card. You have to get that card graded. This little guy right here. Diana really likes this little guy. He's just like our little poof balls. Cleo. I'm about to get Cleo in here. I think Diana left her on the bed, but I'm about to show you guys my little Eevee. Except you guys already know Cleo, but I don't bring her on, really. Babe, do you have Cleo? I love how she's like not even interested in coming in here. She's just staying with you. They know that this is like a barrier. My dogs know not to come in this room, which is actually amazing. But Cleo, wow, she really is not coming in here unless you're in here. Come here, you little flooper.
She just keeps looking at me.
Wow, Cleo's making me look really bad right now. Cause like I'm like having to come get her. She should be coming to me. You know what I'm saying? These dogs are all mama dogs. This is my little Eevee. This is my little Eevee right here. I know you guys probably are gonna be like, oh, small dogs, but like, dude, this is one of the cutest dogs known to man right here. Particularly because she's a girl dog. Honestly, our male who just jumps up here just does whatever he feels like. Yorios, and he has a diaper. He pees everywhere. He's an entitled prick, but. And that's Maddie.
Maybe.
We got our pit bull. I literally wanted to talk about Cleo, and Yorios just like came up here to the show. Yorios, look at the camera. Look, buddy. But yeah, I don't bring the dogs in here a lot just because.
Yorios already must have gone on the table.
You trying to open some cards, Yorios? But yeah, I just wanted you guys to see Cleo because she's really cute. She's a baby. She's not feeling it right now though. She's like, all right, I'm ready for you to let me down. And Yorios is getting mad jealous right now. All right, time to go down, buddy. But yeah, I just want to flex my cute, tiny little dog. She's such a baby. Okay, I'll let you down because you're grunting. She's like, all right, I'm done here. Enjoy your cards. I gave my girlfriend that EV art also. It's the women love the EV art. I know what to do for Valentine's Day. How do you afford all of this? So I've been doing this for a couple years. I also run a full-on bar business, and I do YouTube as well, which pitches in like nothing, but enough to like make it even more fun. But also I just talk a lot, so I get paid for talking a lot. And the same thing at the bar. I just talk a lot. I serve people drinks. I get paid for it. It's really just talking. So yeah, I hope that answers it. A lot of eBay sales, but that doesn't even do that much. And you know what? To drop the humility a little bit, I work my ass off at that bar. I work so hard to be able to afford this stuff, guys. Y'all know, because I've been transparent about it, I've gone broke buying some of the cards and stuff in my collection, and now I don't worry about it, but there were definitely times where like, friggin', alright, I need to go to bed, but still, we'll get this out real quick. Because I feel like these cards define my collecting journey right here. Bro, you want to know how do you afford all this? Bro, how did I afford these? How did I afford these? That's the real question. How in the world did I afford these cards? I couldn't. I could barely afford these. I stretched. I took on credit card debt. I did things that I should have never done. Stress. I think I lost some hair from spending so much on cards at one point. I didn't put myself in any long-term debt. I'm in a really good position right now, but that's not the point. The point is I took risks that no one else was willing really to take my age. When this market was down, I bought the first edition Charizard. I bought it when the market was down, not when the market was up. I didn't know what was going to happen in the market, but I knew I wanted this card. Same thing with this. The market was down. I didn't know what was going to happen with Pokemon. I didn't know if this hobby was going to stay up or if I was about to lose all my money. Still bought it because it's one of my favorite cards. Same thing with this Rayquaza. Except I actually did get this in the hype of the market, and I got it right before it really started popping off. Got this at 7,800. What a freaking steal, guys. What a freaking steal. Okay, we got to look at that one more time just because it's Rayquaza. It's a gold star Rayquaza. Can we just bask in all of its glory? Okay. Sorry, guys. Little flex. I just love these cards. Oh, man. Wouldn't change it for the world. All right, guys. Anyways, guys, I love you. I got to head out of here. OnlyFans, just tell us you did it. Maybe a few times in my lifetime. I never take on more debt than I pay back in a few months, and always 0% interest. Doing this hobby with a new credit card would honestly be a smart move. Like 0% interest. That's when I was spending all this money. I had 0% interest. So that has ran out this year. Now I pay an interest on whatever I get on my credit line. But having a new credit card could definitely help you make some plays that like are really expensive now, but might pay off down the road. And then you can pay off the debt, 0%. Even if you ride the hype times, you just have to hold. Yeah, no, that's facts. Hope to get my Grail card one day. Peace, sleep well. Peace out, guys. Appreciate you popping out tonight. And I don't know if we'll even do an opening on the next one. We might just start it off with a discussion. Just start it earlier. It's just the kids go to bed late. Anyways, I really appreciate you guys coming out. Peace out. I'm going to do a long, ranty video hopefully tomorrow. Deuce.